Hey, I'm Duane Whitaker. I played Maynard in Pulp Fiction, and we're coming up now on, I guess, the 25th anniversary. It's pretty crazy this year. So this movie has been picked apart and analyzed every little detail, and what's in the briefcase? Why does the guy have the Band-Aid on the back of his neck? All these little. Why is the clock at this position? In the sequence that I'm in, the thing that comes up occasionally is why does Maynard have one blue eye and one brown eye? And I actually have the answer to that. We'll call it the blue eye, brown eye thing. I play in the early 90s. It's a one-man show that I'd written called Eddie Presley, A Tribute to the King, which was a play about a homeless Elvis impersonator. not, not nearly as funny as you would think, but we did the play and it had its run, and we ended up. Jeff Burr and I got together with a couple of people, and Jeff directed the movie, and we adapted it. There's a sequence in the movie where right before Eddie goes on stage, he puts in these blue contacts, and I just thought it was kind of a cool thing, like this thing that this character would do, and plus it was a way to beat production out of a couple of really cool pairs of blue contacts, and so we did it, and the eye doctor, I can't remember his name at the moment, but I think we actually gave him credit in the movie. I think he's on the crawl there as Eddie's eye doctor or something like that. I think he gave us the contacts for cost, and they were prescription contacts, and so we did the sequence, and that was that. And then in that movie, there's a flashback sequence. I left town, lost a bunch of weight, and maybe 3 months, something like that. And I came back to town, and we shot a couple of sequences. One being this, it's a mental institution. I'm locked up with these abusive attendants, and the two attendants were played by Bruce Campbell and Quentin Tarantino. And I knew Bruce a little bit. I'm not sure I'd ever met Quentin. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I'd met him, although I wouldn't swear to it. We kind of ran in the same circle.
Mark. And action.
I'm not telling that guy shit. I'm not getting my ass kicked.
No way, man. Not for $4.50 an hour.
I'm not.
He had shot Reservoir Dogs, I think, about the same time we were shooting the main unit of Eddie Presley. So we would see each other's daily. So I know we must have been shooting at the same time. And I remember having a conversation. Most of the Quentin and I talked about Larry Tierney and what an interesting guy he was to work with.
I nailed your ass.
And that was it. And then we shot and had a good time. That was it. And then I ran into Quentin maybe, again, I have no sense of time, a year and a half later at a coffee shop late one night. And we got in a conversation. And I looked completely different at that time. My hair was long and I had a beard. And I said, hey, what are you doing? And he says, I'm doing this movie, And he kind of looked at me and said, there's a part you're kind of right for. I'll have him call you. And I think at the time, most of my career, I've gone between not having any agent and having a bad agent. I think this was like a non-agent period, so I think I was dealt with everybody directly. And I read the script, and it was, a pretty amazing script. And the part was really interesting. And I thought, it's obviously like kind of riffing on Deliverance a little bit. Maybe I can work some kind of something in there to make this guy just innately creepy. And I thought, what about if I put one of those blue contacts in? That would be kind of cool. Even if they didn't really notice it, that's going to be, something not right there. You know what I mean? So I did. I put one of the contacts in, went and did the audition. It went pretty well, and ended up getting a call back. And I thought, well, my theory, wear the same wardrobe, do everything the same pretty much, unless they tell you otherwise. And so I put the contact back in, and nobody acknowledged it. I mean, nobody said, wow, you got one blue eye there, guy. It never came up. And eventually I ended up getting the job, obviously. And I was in wardrobe, and Quentin and I were like, going through the, this shirt, that shirt, whatever. And just in the middle, just very casually, he said, oh yeah, and do the blue eye thing when we shoot. I'm like, oh, okay, well, he obviously did, see it and notice it, which of course he did. So I did. I remember being really nervous that I would forget or somehow put it in the wrong eye or something. So I'm sure I told the script supervisor and probably the makeup people, so just make sure I don't mess this up. And as far as I know, I didn't. And I think maybe the reason that it doesn't come up that much is it's not that noticeable on a like a TV screen. You see it in a theater, it becomes very noticeable. It is weird, It's like I said, I've seen some interesting theories on that online, and none of them have anything to do with reality. That's actually the riveting real story of the blue eye, brown eye thing. That's it.